If you have ever wondered how some people turn ambitious dreams into real-life experiences, like hitting the road or making the RV lifestyle a reality, then this is the video for you. And I want to start by giving a well-deserved credit where credit is due to the Quantum Revenue Expansion podcast and the 4Cs behind quantum growth, and sparked today's content, which inspired a fresh take on what it takes to make bold goals and actually achieve them. In this particular podcast that I watched, the host, Ursula Minges, featured a powerhouse coach, Kristen Burke, and basically gave a mini masterclass on mindset and momentum. And I'll link more information about that at the end of this video. What really resonated for me in this mini masterclass was 4Cs. And as I listened to that, and obviously they're talking about business, and if many of you have been in business in your past life, then you probably heard a lot of these. But putting them together as 4Cs, I really thought a lot about how these 4Cs could really be the power behind people achieving their RV lifestyle, whatever that might look like. Now, the 4Cs right off are clarity, confidence, courage, and consistency. These 4Cs are what separates dreamers from achievers. And they really shared a lot of practical suggestions for propelling your own quantum leap forward. And you can easily take this information and make it work pretty much for any area of your life. So today, let's zero in on how this can help us achieve that RV lifestyle that we're all dreaming about. Now, everybody has their own time frame, their timeline, if you will, about when they are hoping that their goal will reach its culmination and you'll be living that RV lifestyle. Ours is a 2-year, and we're about 6 months into our plan. What I found is using these 4Cs is a powerful way to organize and achieve your goals. So let's take a look at each of the 4Cs and define how they can be the greatest advantage for you in achieving your RV dream. So clarity. Now, we've talked about this a bit in a variety of other ways, and you can watch one of the videos that I'll link above here to go back and review those in much more detail. So clarity really is all about defining what your vision is, what your dream is, what it should look like. And in the first few videos, we talked a lot about making sure you include the right people in these conversations so that you have a harmonious vision together of what you're wanting to achieve when you get out on the road. Now, each one of these goals that you're going to talk about under clarity in your vision, you want to do things like make sure that you understand the financial implications of them, that you understand any health concerns you might have. So for instance, my brother is now part of this vision and he had a stroke. So we're working to make sure that he's going to be healthy and that the things that we plan to do, he will be able to do. Now, one of the things that I have found to be very encouraging during this planning and sometimes frustration, because you really want to get out there, you really want to start that RV lifestyle and you can't yet until other things fall into place and your goals are achieved. But one of the things that you can do is do a lot of research online. If you're going to be traveling, look for those places that you could go and visit and figure out what you want to do there. If you're going to be stationary, look for the places that you could put your RV. If you want to have your own property and put your RV or a tiny home or a destination RV on there, look up all the details that that's going to require, because each one of those things require different kind of planning, different kind of finances, and different kinds of licenses, let's say. One of the hardest things to develop sometimes is just the confidence. Sometimes we feel like we're doing this all alone. And if you're the planner of the family, like I am, sometimes people just expect you to do it all. So you can build your confidence in making sure that you are developing something for everybody that's going to be involved by making sure you include them. And then finding out again, when you go back to their visions and get clear on what their RV dreams are, that when you are planning things, you'll be sure that you'll be able to include their wants and desires in those plans as well. It's going to be really difficult if you get somewhere or you get started And somebody says, but what about my dream of, and what if it's really expensive and you didn't save for that, or you didn't prepare them for, that might be something we need to do down the line, or whatever, or might be. You can build more confidence by deciding on the type of RV that you want to experience your RV life in, whether that's like us, a C-class motorhome. And right now we have a 40-some foot toy hauler in a stationary location. So that's going to be a very different life, and that's going to take a different type of confidence to do that. Knowing where your insecurities are in changing. And for me, that might be more the inside kinds of things. How am I going to organize what I had in a larger space into a smaller space that everybody's going to be comfortable? And now we're going to have less space, but there's going to be 3 adults rather than just 2. So my confidence is a little shaken in that area right now. For Bob, who's going to be, again, the maintenance person, he knows how to maintain this big old RV, but he's not as confident in how to maintain what is needed in traveling with a motorhome. So if you know the type of vehicle that you're going to have, the type of RV, then you can start researching more on that and gain your confidence in that area. Another thing is, as we get closer and before we start out, when we purchase the RV, I'm going to learn to drive that thing so that I can help with the driving. I am not confident in driving. I don't even like driving Bob's Explorer right now. So I will gain more confidence by taking the RV to a big parking lot and driving it around to gain my confidence. Another thing to ensure confidence is making sure that you have somebody lined up when you choose an RV to come and do an inspection. It doesn't matter if you buy a brand new RV or a used one. Nowadays, if you want to do your due diligence and be wise, especially with the amount of money you're going to spend for this thing, do have a reputable inspector look at the RV and make sure anything's taken care of before you purchase it. It's just not going to be worth it, especially if you're going to be a nomad of any type and travel around, to have a very expensive maintenance issue and you're nowhere close to home. And even if you are, that maintenance issue could drain the funds you have for going out on the road. So I really encourage you, and I think it's worth the investment to have a reputable inspector look at the vehicle before you purchase it. Now, they may not find everything, and sometimes things happen after you have that inspection. So understand that that can happen too. That's life in anything, isn't it? But do your due diligence. Another way that you can make sure you have the confidence that you need, especially if you're seniors like Bob and I are, and even my brother now, and that is researching your medical insurance. If you're on Medicare, understand what Medicare will cover if you're traveling. Understand what other coverages you might need to have or would be wise for you to have. If you have medications, can you get those while you're on the road, or can you get enough to cover you when you're on the road? You want to feel confident about your health, and that way you will be able to experience life in a joyous way when you're on the road. And we'll do a whole video on the health kinds of things you need to look at in this series. But just think about all the things that you're going to need to make sure you have the confidence to take care of yourself and your loved ones while you're living your RV lifestyle. We've talked about this before, but it bears repeating, and that's, think about some test trips that you could take. Now, we did look in one time to renting a C-Class just so we could try it. Now, we know RVing's for us because we did it when our kids were younger. We've been living in an RV for 6 years, so we know that we like the RV lifestyle, but it's a lot bigger one. So what about going down to a quite a bit smaller C-Class and hitting the road to go places? That's going to be a little bit different. So we thought about renting one, and the cost was quite a bit. And I haven't justified it yet in our budget to spend that money and take it out of our savings for our future RV life. But I'm not going to turn that down yet. We might be able to find a way to do that. Regardless, if you decide to rather rent one, or if you want to wait till you buy it because you're pretty confident, but take a short trip first, because that's going to tell you before you get on a long trip what's missing, what isn't set up right, What is uncomfortable? For instance, one of the things that we are really looking at is, obviously Bob and I will have the bedroom in the C class. Well, there are 3 other sleeping areas in the C class, and that is the table, the couch, and the bed over the cab. Now, Jim is going to have to sleep on one of those. And we don't feel at this point he's going to be able to climb the stairs to be able to be in the bed over the cab. First of all, he's still a fall risk. And so that's obviously not a good match, because if he tried to get out of that in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom, that would not be a good thing. So more than likely, that's going to be our storage area. So a test run would really help to see what we're going to have to do to make that a comfortable area for him to sleep in. Basically, confidence is all about building skills and creating backup plans. And so those are the things that you're going to want to think about to build your confidence. When it comes to courage, it means you're going to be addressing uncertainty and taking action despite any apprehensions. Really, there's a lot of things when you completely change your lifestyle you need to be courageous about. One is embracing change. And most of us don't like change, even though we're the ones anticipating and asking for it. There's emotional hurdles like leaving things that are familiar, especially for like Jim, who's going to be leaving what he's gotten used to and comfortable with his environment is now going to be a little bit different, even though he's looking forward to it. He's not going to have that same confidence that gives you the courage that everything's going to be okay. This is going to be true for people that maybe had a heart attack or some other serious health concern where they're looking forward to having a different type of lifestyle now, but they are going to have to be courageous in making those changes in a different environment. There are more and more communities online, like on Facebook and YouTube and things like that, who are joining together to be an encouragement to others who have experienced the same kind of health concerns they have. If you know of somebody that is an RV lifestyle enthusiast and they've had a stroke, would you let me know? Because it would be great to connect them with Jim. And if we don't know anybody, maybe that's what we need to do, is start a group who can communicate together, give each other those encouragements, and also provide some tips and strategies and good places to travel, because they are stroke survivor friendly. In order to achieve our goals, to transform our dream into reality, what it really takes is the 4th C, the most important C, and that's consistency. When we are consistent with what we're doing, what we're planning, what we are achieving, that moves the needle forward. It gets our timeline closer to us. It makes our dream a little closer. And that day will finally come where we are able to climb in, shut the doors, put our seatbelt on, and take off down the road. And I can't wait for that to happen. I'm ready now. But I haven't finished all my 4 C's to make that happen. So what are those bullet points under consistency that I'm really working on to make that happen? It's finances. I need to have the confidence that financially we are going to be fine when we're on the road. And we all know with the price of groceries, with the price of gas, with the price of maintenance, it's going to take more than just living on our Social Security, right? So what is it that I need to do, that we need to do as a family to ensure we're going to have the appropriate finances to enjoy the RV lifestyle we've chosen? Another area of consistency is our healthcare routines. And this includes cooking and learning to cook in ways that will be easy to replicate on the road and to be able to afford quality food while we're on the road, and consistently keeping the dream alive by reviewing on Google and looking at places that we want to go, what's happening there. Think about this. If you've got a 2-year plan and you are planning to go somewhere, what if you get there and they've closed? So staying committed to your dream plans and keeping updated on them is going to be important. By using these 4 C's and aligning them with your aspiring RV goals, you're going to find, regardless of the type of RV living you want to do, will help you make your dream more achievable and sustainable, even if your dream has changed to include others in your family and even if you have a health concern like becoming a stroke survivor. So I hope you'll be able to incorporate these 4Cs in your plan. And if you have any thoughts, questions, or other ideas, be sure to add them below so that you can help your fellow aspiring RVers achieve their dreams as well. Until next week, keep that dream alive. 2019, we started our full-time RV life in a big old momentum so Bob could follow his dream to become a fishing guide. We were planning our second retirement redesign as snowbirds in a C-Class motorhome until we experienced a lifestyle interruption when my brother Jim suffered a stroke. So we are redesigning again and becoming RV lifestyle transitioners. And this time, not only is Jim coming along, but we're bringing you along too. From dreaming to planning to executing your roadmap, we're going to help you physically and financially get on the road to your RV lifestyle. Hey, thanks for watching. I really do appreciate it. And would you do me a big favor? If you like this video, would you like and subscribe? Thanks so much, and we'll see you next time.